Lula da Silva, the president of Brazil. Most of you know him. He's been doing a lot of very important things down in Brazil. Anyway, he was speaking on this. And for those, maybe I'll try and read it at the same time. I don't know. For those of you listening to the podcast, this is just going to be in Spanish. I don't know how your Spanish is, but maybe I'll try and read it as it goes. What the Israeli government is doing to the Palestinian people is not war, it's genocide. Read the interview I gave in Ethiopia. Read the interview instead of judging me. Based on what the Prime Minister of Israel said, it's a genocide. There are thousands of children dead, thousands missing. It's not soldiers who are dying. Women and children are dying inside the hospital. If it isn't genocide, I don't know what it is. And, you know, this is yet again, there are leaders around the world. There are leaders around the world who are fighting back against this. There are people around the world. 80% of the world's population is in areas that are against this, are against Israel's genocide. Now, we have Joe Biden the other day, maybe yesterday, say that there might be a ceasefire on Monday while he was eating ice cream. Some of you have seen that clip. Dude, there is nothing more that could look like he's like, I get ice cream. A senior who's been taken on an elders field trip where they leave the nursing home and they kind of walk him around by the elbow. So he's got a giant ice cream cone and he says that there might be a ceasefire come Monday. And, you know, a lot of people are putting a lot of weight on that, saying, oh, you know, Joe Biden knows there's going to be a ceasefire. It also could be a very senile man saying words that came up to him. So who knows what it actually means? I don't know. So there's Lula da Silva speaking up about it. AMLO, of course, has been talking a lot about it. And for that, he has been attacked. He is being attacked by U.S. media, the president of Mexico, because he is left-wing, and that's not acceptable to the U.S. empire, right? We can't have a left-wing president. And you might wonder, and there's an election coming up in Mexico, and you might wonder, why are they attacking him if he can't run again in Mexico? And then others of you might go, he can't what? Mexico can only run once for 6 years. I believe it's 6 years. And his term is up. The reason they're attacking him is because the person who I think is in the lead in the polls is his successor, and she is left-wing like he is. And the U.S. is trying to connect her and him to like narcos and stuff like that. And so even the New York Times is getting in on the act. And so for anybody who was confused as to whether the New York Times is a pro-coup outlet, is a pro-U.S. empire, U.S. hegemony, destroy other nations and watch people suffer in order to help the U.S. ruling elite maintain their power on the world, you should know it. That's what it does. That's who they are. That's what the New York Times is.